we're going to get right into fixing it here. As the previous owner said, it has no spark. We're just going to check and make sure that they're correct with that theory. So we'll take our spark tester here and we'll plug it in to the plug. And then put the other end on there. And we'll pull the cord a couple times. See if we got a spark. Keys in the run position, and there is no spark. The coil on this runs off the battery. So we're going to go ahead, hook the battery up, but I have to make a special connector. I don't know if there's a part missing or how the original battery connected. Ground cable's not connected. We'll throw that on in just a second here. The big red wire doesn't matter right now. That's for the starter. And I tried the starter earlier and it is junk. It needs a new starter if you wanted to use the electric start option. So we're going to make that little adapter right now for that and then hook the ground up. I'm going to hook up this ground here because this was never hooked up. But you can see there's a short little wire, and that has one of the male bullet style connectors on it, and then this one has one of the females. There's another male on here, but there's no female for it to go to right now, so I will have to possibly add something in the future. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It could be taillights or something, but there's a nice bolt right over here that I'm going to hook that ground to. Like I say, I'm not sure originally where it went to, but this one worked just fine. 7/16. The bolt on the outside's in such a bad spot. I think it was probably, this thing's all full of dent. It was probably an accident in the front here, and this piece moved down. Can now throw the battery in. It looks like the battery strap was probably here. I think the battery kind of sat in there just like that. Kind of look at this shelf here and think that could have been the battery too, but I don't know. Hook up our positives here first, that way they're not dangling all over the place. And touching the ground. There's our spade. And there's one bullet here. And another bullet right here. So that's all of our positives hooks up. That needs, this heat shrink needs to be replaced. I'll do that later. Right now it's not touching anything though. We can hook up our ground now. I'm careful not to lose this little piece, likes to fall out a lot. Like I say, this machine didn't come with this battery. This is actually a battery that I got off of a Polaris. I ended up selling without the battery. I'm glad I kept it. A little bit tricky to do with gloves on. It's pretty cold out tonight though. Good positive and ground on there now. And as you can see, the low oil indicator is lighting up on the dash. Turn our key off, it goes out, on. Like I say, starter's not hooked up, so starting it, it won't start with the starter. But now we'll pull it over and put the spark tester on it again with that battery all hooked up. It has good spark now. And now that we know it has good spark, we're going to give it a shot of starting fluid in this little hole in the air cleaner. And give it a pull and see if it starts on that. Now everyone has their opinions on using starting fluid on a 2-stroke. I think it's fine. It just runs for a second. If it starts, you want to shut it off, because there's no oil. But if it runs for just a second, that's fine. Sure enough, fired right up on the starting fluid. So it looks like we just got to visit the carburetor next, probably. I'm feeling so confident now, I'm going to put some gas in it and see if it'll start up. I also put 2-stroke in the tank, and the tank was really low. It was like almost empty. Obviously that low oil light was coming on, but that tank is almost empty. But there's enough in there now. The light still comes on. It's full enough that it'll get proper lubrication. So we'll try that out. We got gas, we got oil. Let's give it a pull. That is pretty sweet. Now it doesn't idle, but it probably needs to warm up. That is awesome. I'm sorry to say I didn't get it on video, but I pulled the carburetor off. And it's a Mikuni, which is good because I'm really familiar with these. I've done a lot of these, so this will be real easy cleaning this out. But it ran for a while, and I tried driving it a little bit. I only made it a couple of feet, and it kept on shutting off, and would only run for a couple of minutes, and it would turn off, or you'd have to really be babying the throttle and a choke as well, just to get it to run. So I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't have that. Not on a snowmobile. So we're gonna clean this carburetor up. It with a white paint marker. This one goes on here. You can see why that one had to go on first. Tighten down that nut. Now we just gotta find our red one. This one's nice because it actually turns like that. The other one doesn't. There. Next time I do that, at least one of these boots is coming off. And this air box is also not very well attached on here, so I'll have to redo that.